Good evening, YouTubers. Welcome back into another edition of Astros Recap. It is Sunday night. Actually, I take that back. It's officially Monday morning. It's 12:08 a.m. So I actually just did this podcast, um, and I'm redoing it because I just heard the sound quality and it was absolutely terrible. So I had been using the default microphone the last few podcasts, and it didn't sound terrible. For some reason, it did this time, so I'm back to my external mic. Hopefully, sound quality is not bad. Lighting is a little different, as I mentioned last week. Um, the light right here, this light with this fan that's actually still moving slowly, uh, work in tandem. They both have to be turned on. So if the light's on, the fan has to be running. If the light's off, the fan does not run. And I don't like the fan to run when I do these podcasts because it can be distracting. So I have a light behind me right here. The lighting's actually not bad. I might actually use this going forward because I feel like my face isn't red right now, at least yet. And the lighting's actually not bad. So hopefully the sound quality is just good as well. Or, yeah, hopefully it's, yeah, good. But make this one quick because it is after midnight now and it is officially the 4th of July. So happy 4th of July to everybody out there. Um, but yeah, perfect week for the Astros, 6-0. So second time I've been able to say that this year. Hopefully not the last time, but last time they were undefeated, had a 6-0 week. They were in the midst of their 11-game winning streak. So won six in a row. I mean, they lost a Sunday game against New York, which we had talked about. So sort of the meltdown late in that game. But good week, winning both. I mean, the Mets have not been an issue for the Astros. So, Valdez was good. I think he walked five in the Tuesday game after the off day on Monday. But, a lot of the stuff I just said. So I feel like I'm just saying it again. But they won this game 9-1. And Valdez went 8 innings. So, yeah, I mean, I got to look at the numbers again. He might have been. Usually his issue is the walks. That's what that's the issue we run into with. Why is it always when I start this podcast and I try to pull up this phone, that's when things go bad? Only walked two, struck out five, 6 hits, 8 innings. Enoli Paredes, who was called up for Brandon Belak, 2 hits, 2 walks, walked in a run, same old guy. He's had 2 more outings since the game on Tuesday, where he's actually been decent, so he hasn't been terrible. I'd like to point that out, but if you know me and you have been a loyal listener, just last year, in fact, you know my thoughts and my how I feel about Enoli Paredes. He's a guy who can't throw a strike if his life depended on it. Like he can't throw a pitch over the plate if his life depended on it. So we'll see if things are different now. He is killing it in AAA, so I guess you could say he deserved the call up. But we've seen enough of Paredes to know who he is. Basically, I can't imagine he'll ever be put into a big spot. Um, there's no way. In fact, I looked at the schedule uh, a few minutes ago, and Odorizzi is coming back tomorrow, and my guess is Paredes will be the guy that is demoted, optioned back to AAA. So, but I don't know yet. We don't know. I think they'll activate Odorizzi tomorrow, and make that decision tomorrow. So we'll see. But yeah, I mean, you beat the Mets. The Wednesday game was Verlander. You kept it 0-0 for the entire game. Taijuan Walker, pitched well against us, and then unlikely source Jason Castro had the big ninth inning home run, sort of deja vu from last year. Castro was sort of their close and late clutch, pinch hitter for us last year. So sort of got that. Castro had been terrible all year, striking out just a bunch, couldn't do anything. But big home run to get the win there. That one little one-game set with the Yankees, win that 2-1 after a lineup. The lineup in that game was pretty bad because you had no Alvarez, no Pena after the collision out there in Wednesday's game. So They are both back in the lineup, so at least no aisle stints after wasn't a good looking play. They both were going to stay in the game, but sort of concussion evaluation after that. I think they were both cleared, so good to have them back without losing either one. Alvarez sat out, the game on Wednesday and Thursday. I think was back in the lineup Friday, I think, but back in there today. So he might have been out. Today might have been the first game back. So, but we're careful with them. Pena had the big two-run or the walk-off home run today, but also hit a solo home run. I mean, he had 3 of the 4 RBIs and was sort of the hero. First two multi-home run game for Pena. We're jumping ahead a little bit, but yeah, winning on Thursday and then sweeping the Angels. Not a whole lot to really talk about. Bullpen's been really good lately. Bregman's average is still at 239. Alvarez is even lower than that. So, I mean, I know Bregman's had some home runs, and you might think he's turning the corner, but again, you actually have to get there. Like with Maldonado, you got to get me to 200 before I'll lay off. Bregman's the same way. Give me to 260, and I'll lay off. And Gurriel, I just don't even know what to say there. They've tinkered the lineup a little bit. I mean, I don't think Bregman, Alvarez is hitting more in the third spot. So they have. But if you don't hit Bregman third, you hit him fourth. So it's like same difference, right? I mean, it's still a detriment to have him hitting that high in the lineup, but that's the one issue I have with Dusty. But relievers have been good. Neris has really sort of had 4 or 5 scoreless outings in a row, so I feel like he's sort of past his sort of bump in the road where he had that rough stretch there. Presley has been good since the implosion on Thursday. Montero's still there, obviously. Stanek, I think, Stanek's still been good. So I'd like to see Brian Abreu, another guy that's been good this year. I feel like he's not used a whole lot for some reason, but I'm okay with Abreu these days. Like I said, bullpen's been good. Starters, Urquidy's been very good. Fromber's just a guy that today wasn't great. Walked a bunch of Fromber pitched today, so Fromber had 14 strikeouts today, and the team had 20, which was a new record. Club record to have 20 strikeouts in a 9-inning game. Pretty remarkable, but Fromber also walked. Let's see, what did he do here? Fromber, 6 innings, 5 walks, 13 strikeouts. But yeah, Neris, Montero, clean 1, 2, 3 innings. Both had 2 strikeouts. Presley, 1, 2, 3 inning. Struck out the side. So, yeah, 20 strikeouts, but new career high for Fromber in today's game. But, Friday and Saturday it was 8-1, 9-1. So not a whole lot to talk about there. I mean, the offense just sort of broke out. But Jake Meyer's been playing well in center field. So the outfield bat that's been mentioned in trade talks, I don't think it's necessary. I don't think they need an outfielder. I think they're fine with the combination of, Alvarez and Brantley out there in the left. You'll have Myers in center, Tucker in right. Dubon can play any one of those outfield spots if you need him to. I think they're fine in the outfield. I think the reliever is a big one. Preferably a lefty, because Blake Taylor and Parker Mashinsky both on the IL as we speak. Bullpen's better without him. So, and if I'm picking a lefty, if you want me to pick one of those two guys, it would be Parker Mashinsky. So he can throw strikes at a better clip than Blake Taylor. So, but a lefty, reliable, solid lefty arm at the deadline is probably what I'd be looking at. I mean, but it can't be like a Brooks Raley, Oliver Perez type guy, because those guys weren't good. It needs to be a guy that you can count on. So I don't know. I don't necessarily know exactly who's out there, but that's what I'd be looking at as a solid lefty guy that's got an ERA that's good, a guy that could possibly strike out a guy that you could use maybe in a key situation to get out the playoffs. That's the type of thing I'd be looking at. They also need a catcher, I would say. I'm probably in the minority of people that think they need a catcher, but Martin Maldonado, you can't hit 160 or 150 and be an everyday guy. You just can't do it. I can't do it. I know the pitchers like throwing to him, this, that, yeah, blah, blah, blah. He throws out base runners, big machete, whatever. I don't care. You can't hit 150. That's what it comes down to with me and Martin Maldonado. So, yes. Corey Lee's actually up as Castro's been on the IL. So, Castro got put on the IL. So, yes. Corey Lee's up. I'd like to see him actually get some starts to see what he can do with the bat. He can be a guy that, actually, if he comes up and he hits, well enough, he could be the guy that we look at as a possible. I mean, he's the number 2 prospect in the organization, so, and we need catcher help, so giving him a shot here. He's had one like at bat where he flew out to left field, but I'd like to see him get some starts coming up here while Castro's out to see what he's got from the offensive side. So Corey Lee will be interesting, but we're pretty healthy. I mean, Lance McCullers, I don't even really count him as a guy anymore. But Odorizzi's back tomorrow. Um, and you got Jake Myers back, so we're healthy as I look at things. So rotation's been good. Pitching has been why the Astros have been this good. I mean, the offense is sort of hit or miss these days, but I mean they've been scoring well enough. I mean, they scored 9 runs on Tuesday. They had 2 runs on Wednesday and Thursday, but 8 runs, 9 runs, 4 runs. I mean, they're doing enough offensively, but 2 big issues in the lineup. We'll go back to numerous times: Bregman and Gurriel. Issues there. So, yeah, I'm not gonna like go. I just did a podcast that was like 20 minutes long, so I know this one's shorter. Shoved a lot into a very short amount of span there, but I had to fix this video because the sound quality in the last one was pretty bad. So hopefully this is better. Uh, Astros at 51-27. So as they continue to win games, they're, this is the best they've been in terms of 24 games over 500. So they're on pace to win more than 100 games. My sort of hopeful sort of going into the season, never really mentioned this, but 98 wins, 98-64 was sort of what I was sort of shooting for. But it looks like they're going to surpass. Well, again, we haven't even passed the halfway point of the season, so I can't get ahead of myself. But if the Astros were to finish with 98 wins, I would probably take that. But if they continue to play and, like I said, on pace for more than 100, they played 78 games. So wait, 78 games, yeah. So I usually do a half mid-season report, which would be after Wednesday's game. So we'll sort of talk possibly after Wednesday. I have to look at my schedule. Like if I work early Thursday morning, that might be tough for me. But they have a day game on Thursday. I actually don't think I work. So Wednesday might be a day I talk to you. So yes, after 81 games, give you a breakdown of every player. I go through the full 26-man roster, and I give you my thoughts and sort of a grade on each player. So that'll be something I probably look into Wednesday night. And that's something I really can't do every week. I sort of focus more on the team, some players, but the mid-season the mid-season report really I can go into detail a little bit more and just talk about the players more so than just the team in general. So, but anyway. I'll wrap things up there. I'm curious to see what Odorizzi can do tomorrow. First start back, he was great. For a four-start stretch before he went down. So, but yeah, we'll see the corresponding move. I'm expecting Enoli Paredes to go down, and we'll see. Corey Lee, like to see him get some starts here while Castro's out, but. Other than Castro, who I know he had the big home run there on Wednesday, but other than that, I mean, Other than that injury, the Astros are healthy, so we'll knock on wood and hope they continue it. But yeah, 15 minutes. Yeah, that's about right. I'll wrap things up there. I will talk to you Wednesday night, most likely. But yeah, we'll see you then.